It's not your imagination. Groceries have gotten way more expensive in the past few years, and prices for staple items just continue to keep going up. I get sticker shock every time I shop for food these days, and you probably do too. And while we can't stop inflation or any of the other factors affecting food prices, there's still plenty that you can do to save money. Today I'm going to share 10 ways you can significantly cut your grocery bill and, well, keep more money in your pocket. Hello and welcome to I Want to Cook. My name is Chef Matt and this channel is all about helping you be a better cook. And well, this week it's going to help you be a better cook on a budget. And I've got good news. Since you're watching this video, you're already a winner in my book because you probably cook at home. And of course, when you cook at home, you save a lot of money versus eating out, in addition to all the other benefits of cooking at home, like, well, knowing what's going in your food. I made a whole video on why you should be cooking at home, and I'll put a link to that one in the description below. Now, I'm based in the United States and all 10 of these tips work here at the grocery stores. But if you're watching from abroad, well, maybe not all of them will work, but I think quite a few of them will. Oh, and you'll want to watch until the end because I'm going to share one thing that you should not be buying at the grocery store. It can be a waste of money. Now, before we get into the 10 specific tips, I do have one kind of overarching one, and that is to simply plan what you're going to buy and when you are going to buy it. The best deal in the world is not a deal if the food goes to waste. So if you're planning a 3-week vacation, well, maybe don't buy that fresh fish the night before going on that vacation. And side note, my dogs absolutely love fresh cooked fish scraps. And the first tip is literally noticeable if you just walk into a store, and that is to look for deals. These are often marketed in big blaring letters or signs all throughout the store. You can find deals in just about every section of the grocery market, although I'll warn you, you might want to stay away from the end caps. A lot of times those end caps, what look like deals, they may not really be deals. So you'll want to make sure that they really are a deal. And how do you know if something is a deal versus like a regular price or the price of something else? Well, I'll cover that in the next tip. And the second tip is to check the cost basis of an item. This is pretty much how I shop for everything. I'm always comparing prices of things to see which one really is the best deal. Now, thankfully, in recent years, grocery markets have made this really easy. In the little fine print below prices, you will often see a cost basis for the item. Sometimes it might be the cost per ounce, sometimes it might be cost per pound if it's something like meat. But what you want to do is look at those little numbers and compare them. It's very easy. So even if you're comparing, let's say, 2 different products that come in different sizes, by looking at the cost basis, those small little numbers, you can see which one really is cheaper. And you're going to want to go with the one that is less. Now, you might already do this when you're shopping for something like meat. Usually you know that a lower price per pound is a better deal. Well, again, this applies to way more than meat. This can apply to almost anything in a grocery market. Again, just look for that little cost basis at the very bottom of the price, and you'll know if something really is a deal or not. A third way you can save a significant amount of money when you're grocery shopping is to look at the store brand. Often they cost quite a bit less and, well, they're just as good, if possibly not better, than a name brand. So something like oatmeal, for example, I can get this for cheaper than a name brand and, well, to me it tastes just as good. But again, always be sure to check that cost basis because sometimes a name brand is on sale and it's actually less expensive than the store brand. But now that you know that cost basis tip, well, you can be a deal maven. A fourth way you can save big money when grocery shopping is to buy in bulk. And there's a couple ways to do this. Some items at some stores are sold in like really big bulk items. Like that episode on beans, remember that? We could buy beans in a 25 or 50 pound bag, and that cost basis just went further down the bigger bag that you buy. Now, I'm not necessarily saying you buy a 50 pound bag of beans, but just know that the bigger that you buy, it's usually better. Again, check the cost basis. The other way you can buy in bulk is at some stores that have bulk sections. Those often cost less if you just kind of scoop out the grains or the rice or whatever it is yourself versus buying a packaged item. That can save you a lot of money, and you can also buy just the quantity that you need, not necessarily the quantity that somebody wants to sell you in a packaged box. See this? This flyer that comes in my mail every week has all the different deals at a store. These are great to look at, and sometimes you can find coupons on them as well. And you don't have to rely just on the paper ones. I usually don't. Digital coupons are a big thing, and I have an app for my stores that have digital coupons and digital deals that you can virtually clip and use at the checkout counter. True story. When I was growing up, my mom, she clipped coupons like crazy. And she made it into something kind of like a challenge, like a fun thing for the family, because she tallied up all the savings she got from using those coupons, and with that money, we would go on vacation. Seriously. And when we were on vacation, our mom would always say, "This is due to all those coupons that I clipped." A sixth way that you can save serious money at the grocery store is to head to one of my favorite sections, and that is the clearance rack. Yes, most stores have some sort of clearance rack. Sometimes it's tucked away in a back corner, and other times it might even be spread throughout the store. They might have shopping carts filled with items on clearance. And all these items are safe to eat, they're safe to buy, they just need to get rid of them. So for example, you can often find fresh baked bread in a clearance rack. Here's some rolls that I got for only $1.35. That's like half off what they normally would be. I got some really great Fever Tree tonics here for a great price, under $3, but you never know what you're going to find on a clearance rack. And if you see something that was already on your shopping list or something that you know that you use a lot and maybe isn't on sale, could be medication, it could even be something like candles, well, that's a great opportunity to grab it. It's usually about half off or more if it's in a clearance rack. A seventh way that I save significant grocery money, and you can too, is, well, where you shop. Now, you probably have your regular shopping markets, and so do I. But among mine are places that I know have great values. Now, this isn't sponsored or anything because I just shop at these stores. But places like Aldi, places like Winco, those have crazy deals, especially compared to mainstream markets. Now, yes, the selection may not be as good at some of these shops, but if they have what you use and the type of groceries that you usually shop for, they can be tremendous deals. Now, yes, you might have to bag your own groceries, but I think the cost savings are definitely worth it. And my eighth tip is similar to the one before on where to shop at, and that's ethnic markets. Now, I did a whole episode on ethnic markets not too long ago, and they are great if they are in your area. They can have crazy good deals. I get a lot of my fruits and vegetables from like Hispanic markets or Asian markets. In addition to having a wonderful selection, a lot of times they'll have things that I can't get at a mainstream grocery store. Well, they're also a really good deal as well. Tip number 9 is another store-based one, and that's to kind of expand your horizons and maybe buy groceries at places you normally wouldn't. Specifically a place like Walmart or Target. Some of those have really well-stocked grocery departments and the prices can be really, really good. Just because they have those economies of scales and they are such big corporations, they can get really good deals, well, buying the product and then selling it to you. So if one of those stores has what you need in the grocery aisle, be sure to check it out. They might just have a deal, and that can also save you a trip to a grocery market if you're already in the other retailer to, I don't know, buy pillowcases or something. And the 10th way to save money at grocery stores, well, it may not be at a grocery store at all, but it's definitely buying groceries. And that is to head to a farmer's market or maybe join a co-op if you and your neighbors or friends have one. Those can be ways to buy really excellent produce and just goods in general. And you're also often supporting a small business or another family. And well, the price can be really good as well. And who knows, it might even be walkable in your neighborhood. You don't even have to get in the car and you can save more money that way. So those are my 10 tips for saving money at the grocery store. Of course, there's more, and there's probably ones that you have in mind. What are they? I would love to hear your tips, and I know others would too. So please put those in the comments below. Oh, and regarding the one thing I advise not buying at grocery stores, well, that's cookware. Yes, a lot of grocery stores, they'll sell pots and pans and things like that, but in addition to not really being a good deal, they're often not the best quality. Now, I've made lots of other videos on how to get great quality cookware at discount prices, and if you're a regular viewer of this channel, you know that I'm a big fan of shopping for great cookware at thrift stores, but you can also find deals at other places. And this is where a retailer like Target or even Walmart might have a better selection of cookware if you don't want to go to some place like a dedicated cooking store. So just keep that in mind. If you really need a pot or pan, you're probably going to want to pass on the grocery store. Yeah, maybe buy some foil cookware or something like that. But as far as that pan at the grocery store, you might have to replace it sooner than you think. Okay, trivia time. Last week I asked you to identify this strange looking thing and several of you got it right. It is indeed a chicken roaster, more specifically a beer can chicken roaster. The way it works is, well, you put your can of beer right in here and then you take your whole chicken and you put it on top and then you roast it either on a grill or in the oven. And the idea is that that beer helps flavor the chicken internally. So that's what this is. Congratulations to everybody who got it. And yes, I did buy this non-alcoholic beer on the clearance rack. It's pretty good. Okay, for this week's kitchen tool trivia, they are things that go on your hands. Yes, what are they? And no, this is not me doing my best Wolverine impersonation. These are actual culinary devices. What are they? If you know or have a guess, be sure to put that in the comments below, and I will, of course, let you know what the heck these things are used for next week. And well, it's not for scratching your head, although I guess you could. Hey, as always, thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Until next time, I hope you want to cook.